So it's been a while since I've done a game review, but I actually was able to beat Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, as you can see from my most recent video from like 2 months ago, possibly more. And I said I would do a review on it, so here it is for Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, and I played it on PC at 4K, 60 frames a second, maxed out. Not really that big of a demanding game, but I'm going to just share my thoughts and opinions versus showing a bunch of gameplay footage and promotions talking about all the features, because you guys can do that like anywhere. Every video from like IGN or every online YouTube review is just, this is how it made me feel, these are how the mechanics are, these are how the graphics have changed, blah blah blah. I feel like you guys know that already, especially in a game this old. So anyways, to start off, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 1 and 2 are a bit different. I didn't really like how they took away the whole like dashing and then teleporting away feature. Not dashing and teleporting away, but like in the first Xenoverse you could kind of like just teleport and be near somebody who's like on the other side of the map. Now you actually have to fly across the whole screen, even if it can use some stamina like in the first game, but that's just a little nitpicky right there. But the story is actually a little bit more interesting than the first game, and the graphics have definitely improved. I feel like the colors are a little more saturated, and they really enhance the shading, so everything just kind of pops, but it doesn't look as cheesy. It's a lot richer and deeper. Other than that, I mean, the character models haven't really changed. Obviously they added more recent stuff, like some of the stuff from Dragon Ball Super into Xenoverse 2, and they're continuing to release DLC like several years after the game came out, which I haven't had a chance to play, so I can't really judge any of the DLC from like the Black Saga and all of that. But I can say that it's pretty fun, and personally, like, I always use the human build, which you can, I don't know, it's just what happened. But anyways, the human build, like, you can make it more well balanced. I mean, you can do that with all the characters, so I can't really explain or say too much on that, but you can really kind of progress through the story, and my skills from the first game kind of transferred over. So when you're doing the story mode, it'll say suggested level, like you need to be like level 38 or something before you do a story mode. I was able to complete some of those challenges being like at level 30, or just, you know, on average a few levels behind, because I guess I don't know if they purposely do that to make you feel more skilled, but I was able to do it, and it was pretty straightforward. There are a few times where you just can't continue with the story and you have to go do a few side quests around the world, which is way bigger than the first one, everybody tells you, but at least you can fly around later on when you get that ability. The voice acting, it's better for like the main characters, but the storyline, you're having to click through it. Like it's really slow paced, and some of the comedy is pretty cringy. But other than that, the game is really good. The only thing is, if you go and get it now and you want to try to play online, almost everybody you play online is like level 99 with their characters, and my character build is still in the 70s. So I've tried to play a few real people in the open world online, and I just got my butt kicked, and it's a completely different thing than when you're playing the storyline with the computers. So keep that in mind, that practicing in the story mode and against computer players doing parallel quests and all that will not help you out at all. Like, it will not help you if you're trying to play competitively towards like real people. So you're gonna have to practice with that. Seems like a lot more parallel quests. Getting a Z rank is kind of harder maybe this time around versus the first game, but Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 I personally liked. I haven't tried fighters, but if you can get it on sale, I would say that getting Xenoverse 2 is definitely worth it. I don't know if I'd pay full price, and if you're gonna get it on the Nintendo Switch, that's up to you. If you have extra money to blow and you want to buy it at full price, because I mean it is portable, then that's on you. But from what I've seen, the game runs also on 30 frames a second there, and this is a very, 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 very fast-paced game versus other fighting games. So I don't know if I'd personally be able to do it at 30 frames a second. Like, I'm not like other PC gamers where they are so like elite about 60 frames a second, this and that. Like, I mean, as you guys can see from some of my older videos, like, I actually prefer to play like Rise of the Tomb Raider and The Witcher 3 and some of those at 30 frames a second, just because to me it looks more cinematic. I know I'm gonna get a bunch of flack for saying that, but it does not look as like, yes, first person shooters, more frames per second, good. But like storyline, I kind of like the choppiness. I mean, your eyes adjust anyways, and it's less demanding on the GPU, so you can crank up the resolution and settings on those games. But for for Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, you definitely need to play it at 60 frames a second. So I think that's possible on like the Xbox One and PS4, obviously PC, but it's very fast paced and there's going to be a lot of trial and error. But it's definitely worth getting. I would personally say it's slightly better than the first game. Maybe the first game, like out of 5 stars, I'd give it maybe like a 3.5 or 4. And this game I would say is like a 4 or 4.5. So it's just like a half a point higher than the first one. It is better. They improved it. There's way more content. So, I mean, if you're a Dragon Ball fan, I definitely recommend getting Xenoverse 2, but not full price, unless you're rich and you don't care, or someone else is buying the game for you. Then go ahead and get it. But the online world is kind of clunky, and everybody who's online is already pretty much a pro. So, you know, if you didn't really start off in the beginning, or you're not grinding nonstop, then you're not going to stand a chance. And the only way that you'll be able to really find somebody else to play with would be if you personally know them and they're on your friends list. And trying to do parallel quests with complete strangers in lobbies, yeah, the servers aren't as full as they used to be, so that's not going to happen again. You need to know somebody if you want to be doing parallel quests with like online features. So it's a good game. It runs pretty well in 4K if you have an okay computer. So I wouldn't worry too much about trying to get the beefiest graphics card. And yeah, so subscribe, and I'll be having some more videos coming out soon. And yeah, so if any of you want to see any more videos or requests, please leave a comment, and please do not say Fortnite, because I'm just done with that game. Alright, subscribe.